Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Courtney and I do a lot of home related content from grocery hauls every Tuesday, including meal plans and prices, to my what's for dinner videos on Saturdays, and then sometimes I throw in some other stuff. I used to do some cleaning videos and things around the house. If that's something you guys want to see, let me know so I can start filming those and putting them out again. They were a lot of fun. I would love to do it again. Just let me know. All right, so this week I have 3 recipes I am sharing with y'all and they are so simple. It is crazy hot down here, and it has been very busy at my house this week, so I really did keep it pretty simple and very cheap. So we're starting off with some smothered bean and cheese burritos. You could always add meat to these. I opted not to because bean and cheese burritos are definitely a household favorite. So I just took some raw pinto beans, I rinsed them and sorted them, but I did not have time to soak them. I added in one of those Goya Saison packets. Those are really good. I pick them up at Sam's Club, but I think they're at most grocery stores. And then I kind of added in some of my favorite spices like paprika and salt and pepper. You can kind of add in whatever you want to, whatever your favorites are, but you don't have to go overboard. I didn't have any ham bones or any bacon that was thawed, so I just tossed in a couple of slices of ham. I diced up half an onion and 1 poblano pepper. You could do a jalapeno if you have one. I'm just using up what I have on hand. Then I threw in a couple of cloves of my roasted garlic, stirred that all together. Now you'll notice I did not add any salt. I never salt my beans until after they are done cooking. It just works out better that way. I've heard a lot of different things, like it makes the skins tough, they don't cook properly, lots of different reasons, and I will say, since I stopped doing it so many years ago, my beans come out better. I did cook these in the Instant Pot, or my pressure cooker. Sorry, it's a Ninja Foodie. I cooked it in my pressure cooker, which is not my favorite way to do beans. I like to do them in my slow cooker, or I like to do them on my stovetop, but I was really in a time crunch. So you can see those beans there. There's lots of liquid left. I'm gonna go ahead and salt them now, and I can taste them and make sure that the seasoning level is where I want it to be. And then I like to kind of like par mash mine. I'm not doing full on refried beans because I really like the texture of some mashed and some not. So here in a second, you'll see that I've removed the beans minus the juice, and I'm just gonna take my meat chopper and go with these beans in a bowl for a couple of minutes just to kind of smash some of them, but not all of them. And then you can always add some of the juice in there to kind of like get the perfect texture that you want. I want mine to be pretty thick and creamy. That's just the way I like them. Some people like them runnier, some people like them whole, so this is really up to you. And you know what, at the end of the day, if you don't want to use just regular dried beans, get a can of refried beans, a can of pinto beans, a can of chili beans, whatever you want. You know what would be really good in a smothered burrito is probably some Wolf brand chili, man. That stuff is pretty good with some cheese on it. That's just me. Anyway, so I went ahead and smashed my beans. I've got these corn and flour blend tortillas that are still left over in my fridge from the other day. So I decided to use these instead of using some plain flour tortillas. I just took a couple of them and I put a generous helping of beans on the inside of them. And then I rolled them up. Now I didn't add any cheese to the inside because we're going to top them with cheese, and they came out looking a lot like enchiladas. I've got some red enchilada sauce. That's what's in the bowl there. You could do green. I think green would be fabulous. I did spill a little bit of beans in that enchilada sauce, but I think green would be absolutely fabulous. I love like green sauce on my bean and cheese burritos, but I just went with red because my whole family really likes red. I made sure and covered these very generously with the sauce. You really want to make sure that there's plenty of sauce on there. 1, they're going to kind of soak into the tortilla, and 2, it just adds so much great flavor to this dish overall. So I'm very, very generous with it. And then I just top that with some shredded cheddar cheese, and I pop it in the microwave. It is so simple. You don't even have to turn on your oven, and it comes out like enchiladas for the most part. But I mean, it's really just a smothered bean and cheese burrito. Doesn't take long at all. The beans took longer than anything else, and if I had just opened a can to do refried beans out of a can, that would have been even more simple. But I do like homemade beans a little bit better. Anyway, this meal is so easy. And of course, if you have some frozen burritos, you know, you can buy like the frozen chimichangas and stuff. You can do the same thing with those, and it's so delicious. I've done that for as long as I can remember. It was a quick and easy meal I used to always make. But this is cheaper, this is fast, and a lot of people already have these ingredients on hand, and that's what it looks like. I didn't have time to whip up any sides or anything. I had wanted to do like a vegetable or a salad, but again, time crunch. All right, so Tuesday night I did tacos because it's Taco Tuesday, right? So I did these Taco Bell knockoffs that I was super excited about because it's like my favorite thing to order at Taco Bell. So I started off by getting the sauce ready. So whenever you order these tacos, there's a sauce, or these gorditas, there's a sauce in there, and it tastes a lot like the Baja sauce, but it's a little bit different. So I found a recipe, and you mix together a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, and a 1/2 cup of sour cream. And then to it, you add hot sauce, and it just said hot sauce in the recipe, so I chose that green Cholula because that is my favorite. I love the flavor of it, but I think you can use like regular Tabasco or Frank's Red Hot or whatever you have on hand. It's probably going to taste really, really fabulous in here. Now, the recipe did not call for lime juice, but I just, like, my gut said it needs lime juice, and I'm so glad I added it because I think that's what made it taste like the old Baja sauce that they used to have at Taco Bell. Anyway, then you go ahead and add in the rest of the ingredients to kind of give this a ranchy flavor. It's some dried dill, some garlic powder, some onion powder, some dried parsley, and then of course some salt and pepper. I will link this full recipe down below because it also includes the seasoning for the meat as well. So I will link it down below so you guys can make this. This was really good. Now, I didn't love the seasoning for the meat. It was fine, but I think if you're really wanting Taco Bell knockoff, like ground beef, like taco meat, just go to the store and buy the packet mix there. I tried this recipe, and I think the packet mix would probably be better. I'm not a huge fan of like the taco seasoning packets or anything like that. I typically make my own, but because I wanted this to taste like Taco Bell, this is one of the few times that I would use that. But this sauce right here was incredible. Like I would drizzle this on anything. It was so good. I loved it. So I made it ahead of time, which is great because it kind of gave the dill a chance to kind of soak in that creamy mixture for a little while and let some of its flavor out. So while that was hanging out in the fridge, I got to work on my ground beef. I just had 2 pounds of ground beef. I do cook a lot of taco meat. Taco leftovers in my house go fast. Almost everybody that lives here just loves to eat them. So I always make 2 pounds of taco meat, and it never goes to waste. If you guys don't know, I do have a 20-year-old son who could probably eat the whole 2 pounds of taco meat on his own. You know how they can be. They will just like eat you out of house and home. But I'm following the recipe for the meat mixture here. So I browned up my ground beef, and then I added some chili powder, cumin, smoked paprika, coriander, garlic powder, onion powder, and a little salt and pepper, of course. And then at the very end, you'll see I come back because I forgot to add sugar. It called for sugar, which I thought was a little weird, but I mean, it didn't taste sweet. So I went ahead and added it in. This tasted fine, but again, like I said, if I'm going to do a Taco Bell knockoff, I think next time I will just go get the seasoning packet at the store because I just feel like that tastes better anyway. I think I would like that better. But this worked out great. I added a little water after I put all the seasoning in here and let the water just simmer out. It takes about 6 minutes or so. It's really quick to make. Taco meat is so fast to make. It's one of those dinners that comes together really in like no time at all. And these were really, really good. They're kind of like double-decker tacos. It does say you need gordita shells, which was a strange item that I could not find at any of my stores. And I live in West Texas, where like Tex-Mex and Mexican food and all that stuff is plentiful. I can usually get any of those kind of ingredients. So I thought it was weird that I couldn't find those. But somebody did mention that one of the brands makes some taco shells at the grocery store. So I looked for those, and I did see them while I was out grocery shopping this week. So next time I make something like this, I think I'll try those. Now, instead of making my traditional double-decker tacos where I smear like a cheese whiz or something like that on there, this called for just melting regular shredded cheese, which actually tasted really good, but it does not hold that outside flour tortilla to the crunchy taco shell. And I am using the Doritos Locos taco shells because that's what Taco Bell uses as well. But I would do this again. It tastes great with the shredded cheese in there. It really, really does. Like I said, it just doesn't hold together like the cheese sauce would. And then I just kind of went to town assembling my tacos. I'm showing you guys in case anybody was curious like how much sauce I put in there or anything. Like, I'm heavy-handed. I like sauce, and I loved this sauce. I was very heavy-handed with it. I did add a generous amount of ground beef in there. These are pretty big taco shells that didn't have any sides or anything else to go with it. So everybody just got 3 tacos, except for my oldest who had like, I don't know how many tacos. He loves tacos. Now, I was generous with the sauce, and I'm going to tell you guys, I could have added even more. It was so good. Like, I could eat this off a spoon. I could dip vegetables in it. I could put it on a salad. I think it'd be good with, like, dipping pizza in it. I think that's a Texas thing. I don't think people up north do that. But down here, people dip their pizza in ranch dressing. Down in Texas, people dip everything in ranch dressing. Who am I kidding? But this is one of those sauces that it's ranchy and it's spicy but not hot, and it's so good. Oh my gosh, I loved it. Then I just went ahead and added the rest of my taco toppings, which are just lettuce and tomato, and you can add cheese on top if you want to. There's already cheese on the outside, so you don't have to. Like, totally up to you, whatever you want to do. And then I added some taco sauce because if I go to Taco Bell, I always add taco sauce. Funny story though, I don't like the bottled taco sauce by Taco Bell at the store. I mean, it's fine. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I really like the Ortega. I think the Ortega brand tastes fantastic. So you'll see here in a minute, that's what I pull out and I drizzle over the top is a very generous helping of taco sauce on top of each of these tacos. And that taco sauce does it for me. It's so good. So good. I love it so much. But these were really good. I mean, they didn't taste exactly like the Taco Bell, but they were so close. They made me happy. I would make them again. The only thing I would change would be to just buy the seasoning packet for the meat at the store. These were a fun take on Taco Tuesday because nobody wants to do plain tacos every week, right? So this was something different and we really, really loved it. All right, so for the last meal, I did a citrus marinated chicken in the air fryer, and this was good. It had a lot of flavor, and it tastes like citrus chicken. So I just threw together the marinade. I did this morning of so that this can marinate for like 6 hours because I love to let my stuff marinate for a while. So I diced up a couple of green onions, and then to that I zested a lime, a lemon, and an orange, and I added all that zest in there, and I juiced the lime, the lemon, and the orange, and I added all of that juice in there as well. Next time, if I make this again, I think I would like to do lime and a lot of orange and no lemon because I felt like I got more lemon than anything else, which is weird because it was mostly orange juice. But I really wanted more of the orange in there. I did add some soy sauce, which is what the recipe called for, a couple of tablespoons of soy sauce, and then some Dijon mustard. I didn't taste this in there at all. There wasn't any tang. I think I would add a little bit more next time, or maybe something kind of vinegary. I don't know, just to kind of add a little tang to it. I felt like it was very citrus heavy and it was missing some other notes to it, but it was good. It was good. I added in some oil. Now I'm using my garlic oil. I did share a video on how I make my confit garlic the other day, and one of the products from that is the confit garlic and then the garlic oil, which I love. Oh my gosh, so good. So I added some of that in there, and then it does call for some seasonings, some salt and some pepper. I added in some onion powder in here, and that's simply because on top of the green onion, it also calls for a shallot, which I just didn't have. So I just added in some onion powder to kind of amp up that oniony flavor, just to kind of make up for the difference in that. And that's really all there is to it. There's not a lot in here. I added some roasted garlic in there, but I kind of add my roasted garlic into everything, right? The stuff is so good. But this is a really simple marinade, and it was really great. I think this would taste fantastic on the grill. I cooked it in the air fryer because it's like 105 degrees outside, and who wants to stand over a grill when it's 105 degrees outside? So I just cooked it in the air fryer, and it was good. I think the smoky flavor of a grill would really like amp it up quite a bit. But I would make it again, and like I said, I would do like either all orange or just orange and lime, just because I think I would prefer that a little bit more. Now I'm just using chicken thighs. I had 6 of them, and I like to make sure and open mine up all the way. They were still a little bit frozen when I threw them in the marinade, but no big deal because they thawed perfectly in the fridge throughout the day while they were soaking up all that lovely good sauce. And then I just put mine in the air fryer at 400 degrees, and I usually do somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes, and then I flip them and do another 10 and 15 minutes. That's just how I always do my chicken thighs, and I just kind of gauge like how big they are. These were a little bit bigger than what I normally would use, like a little bit thicker and stuff, so I did cook them for just a little bit longer. I think I did a total of 30 minutes. I also don't have a very big air fryer, so there's not a lot of room around the edges of them, so I always let them cook a little bit extra just because of that, to make sure they're cooked all the way through. I did spray my little basket for my air fryer just to make sure that it doesn't stick, because chicken has a tendency to stick in the air fryer most of the time, so I did do that. And then I just served it with some green beans and some mac and cheese. I kept it pretty simple but delicious. It was all stuff I had on hand. It was really, really good. It had such a fresh flavor to it. I would definitely, like I said, make it again, but I think I would love to do it on the grill. Anyway, those are the meals we had this week. Like I said, it was cheap and it was easy, but it was great. My family loved all the meals. No complaints anywhere. I would make them again, and I will link the recipe for the Taco Bell Copycat and the citrus marinated chicken down below so you guys can make it at home. All right, y'all, have a fantastic week, and I will see y'all soon with another video. Bye.